Okay, so good afternoon, Mr. Woody.
Good afternoon.
So today I want to ask you about a question about Thai politics system.
Okay.
What is your perspective toward Thai politics?
Thai politics, very, very tricky topic, very complicated, many different sides competing for interests. At the moment, right now, current Thai politics, it's interesting for in my perspective because it currently we don't have democracy. Currently we have a military government that took over not long ago, and there are many different opinions. There are people who really like the military government for the right or wrong reasons. This is debatable, and there are people who are against it. And then there's foreign pressures, for example, pressuring Thailand to go back to democracy, which we currently don't have. So it's interesting on whether what are you looking at. If you're looking at solving violence, I think the military government was successful in the short term, right? So it served its short-term goals, but in terms of long-term goals, preparing us for democracy, bringing us back to a election system, for example, it's debatable and it's unclear at the moment. We'll have to wait and see.
So let's move on to the next question. Do you think that the coup that always happen in our country help increase the stability in our country?
Right? The coup has happened, a military coup. Many of them have happened many times in Thai history, and each time is quite different depending on the situation. This current coup, this current military government was interesting because the situation, in my perspective, was different from past ones. It was a situation where the Thai people were divided, not equally, but almost so, on different sides, right? It's not the people against the government and then the coup took over. So in this sense, the military had a opportunity to come in as a mediator almost to solve the violence, right? If it was people versus the government and the military took over for one side or the other, it would have enhanced the conflict, made things worse. But in this instance, it was able to stop conflict between the two sides because neither side won, but neither side lost either. So I think in the short term sense, it was successful in stopping violence. Yes.
And what is your ideal government system?
Well, ideally, there's no perfect system. This is a thing you learn about political systems, administration systems, social science, theories in general. There's no universal thing that works for everyone. That's why the idea of exporting democracy, for example, by the United States to countries in the Middle East, they have tried in the past, or Southeast Asia, this is not a valid idea because it depends on the people's culture, the population, the education, the development of each country. You can't just put a system to a country and say this worked for us, it will work for all. It has to be done in their own way, and I believe done by themselves. So like for Thailand, the ideal system, I would still say the best one would still be democracy. It's not perfect, obviously. We have a lot to do to get ready for it. We need to develop more, increase education all around, not just concentrate on Bangkok. But yes, I still believe in democracy for Thailand. But it has to be done by ourselves, not being pressured into quickly doing it by Westerners, such as the EU or America and so on. We got to take our own time, and hopefully that is really what the military government is working towards.
Okay, so the last question I would like to ask you about if you were a Prime Minister of Thailand, what would you do to our country?
Well, personally, if I was asked to take the job, even though like I probably never will be, I would definitely not take it. This is a time, well, as you see, the past few prime ministers, it's not a good position to be in at the current time in Thailand. There's a lot of instability, a lot of corruption. But if I was put on a spot and put there, either by the people in one way or another, if I was asked, it wasn't my desire, that puts me in kind of an advantageous position to do what many couldn't, which is crack down corruption, right? Obviously, I'll face a lot of opposition because there's no system with just a few corrupt. If there's corruption, it's going through the whole system. Not one person can be corrupt. So, but that is the biggest problem, even though it seems like almost an impossible problem to solve. But we have seen progress in Thailand in the past, such as a lot more police are being filed for accepting bribes and so on. And this is a small step, but it's a beginning. And if I was put into office and put there without me actually wanting to be there, this would give me an opportunity to do that. I could crack down on anyone I want. Hopefully I won't be assassinated, and hopefully it will lead to some improvements in Thai government, but that's what I would concentrate on.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so today I'm with Kun and Muk, MUIDS student. So today I want to ask you about the general question about Thai politics. So what is your perspective toward Thai government?
To me, still that think that it still has a lot, to be fixed. It's not good enough to make big improvements to our country yet. So just gotta work on it more.
To me, I think that Thai government needs a lot of improvements. So I think it might take time. Yeah.
Okay, so next question about the military coup that is happened a lot in Thailand. Like what Mr. Prayut did last year, that he take power from the government. Do you think it increased the stability of our country?
To me, I'm a person who doesn't know a lot about government or what's going on in the country. I think there's not really a big difference between now and then before he takes the prime minister place. So to me, there's nothing different.
And in my point of view, I think that I like how Mr. Prayut did. I think it makes no competition between the team of government. So he governs by himself, and so that there is no competition.
Last but not least, what is your ideal government system?
For me, an ideal government should be without corruptions, and everybody in the country must be treated equally, and there's no discriminations or racism or human rights violation. Everybody's is contributing to the benefits of our country, or just basically peace to me.
Mm-hmm. And to me, as Kun said, the ideal government of in Kun's opinion is no corruption, right? So basically it needs to be get rid of selfishness. So this is the major problem in every country, I think. So I think if there's no selfishness, the country would be greater, and the government is better.
Okay, the last question. If one day you get the job to be Prime Minister of Thailand, what would you do to our country?
First thing that comes to my mind would be about improving the country's education system, make it better and very high standard, because I think that education will lead the country into a very successful direction, and that will be my main concentration in improving the country.
And to me, I would say I will providing some budgets on the health problems. I think it is the major problem in every country. So if it's possible, if I was the prime minister, I will fund some budgets on the hospital, buy some equipment, and some necessary equipment in the hospital or healthcare.
Okay, so thank you very much for your time. Okay, good afternoon. So I'm here with Mr. Ken, MUIDS student. So today I want to ask you about Thai politics system, your general opinion. So first question, what is your perspective toward Thai government?
I think I don't really care about the system that much. I know that it's constitutional monarchy and that we have to elect our president every 4 years. and that's pretty much it.
Okay, so next question about the military coup that always happen in our country. Like last year, Mr. Prayut take over government. Do you think it increased the stability of our country?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think so. I think it increased the stability after like the red shirt and yellow shirt incident. That there's like this conflict over power between two political groups, and when the military take over, it stops the conflicts and it increase stability for a period of time and sort things out. Maybe before there's like gaps for corruption and stuff, and after the military take over, I think all the gaps are filled, and we our political system will be more stable by the end of next year. Or
The next question. Okay, so next question. What is your ideal government?
my ideal government is any kind of government with less corruption than our current and previous government.
Okay, so the last question. If one day you be Prime Minister of Thailand, the leader of our country, what would you do to our country?
I would improve the life quality of our senior citizen, so they are better compensated and all the healthcare are free, so their children doesn't have to work extra miles for their well-being. They can take care of themselves, and so the younger generation can go on about their business.